Hi, I'm Yashwant. Welcome to the Interview Mantra series. Today we have a guest with us. She is Nikita Gupta, founder of FangPath and also a TEDx speaker. She is going to share various tips on how to crack Fang companies, some resume preparation tips, and LinkedIn profile management tips. Hi, Nikita. Welcome to the Interview Mantra. I'm privileged to have you here. How are you doing?
Hi Yashwant. Thanks a lot first of all for having me on your channel, and thanks a lot for reaching out. And hi everyone, whoever is watching this video. So definitely more than happy to share all the inputs and insights and tips and tricks around how to land a job, as Yashwant said, to into not only Fang companies. I am like the founder of the Fang Path, but definitely not like we are targeting Fang companies and also companies which are your dream companies. So I'm more than happy to help in whatever way I can.
Thanks, Nikita. Like, if you guys don't know what FANG is, FANG stands for the top five companies like Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So, yes, Nikita, like, can you share your journey to our audience? I mean, a little bit. I have introduced you as a founder of FangPath and also a TEDx speaker. That's more than enough to get how valuable you are in this show. But like, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, hi everyone. Myself Nikita. I am founder of FangPath, and I've started my journey. Like, I did my bachelor's in computer science in India, and then I worked as a developer in India for a year. Then I went for my master's in analytics from Singapore. I did there, and then I soon after that I started working with top digital marketing agencies. I worked as senior data analyst with Omnicom Media Group (WPP), and also recently my last gig was with TBWA. Then after that, I moved from Singapore to US and I started my Fangpa journey. So I started this startup, and the reason was that I was one of the job seekers like you guys, the candidates who are looking for the full time role. So when I moved from Singapore to US, I was struggling. I was like, how to find it? It's a new place for me, and I was networking, and I was very very active on LinkedIn. So I was waiting for my work permit. In the meantime, I started networking with the people in US so that I built that connection. And while I was very active, I used to see people post every day that with the hashtag open to work, and still they are doing that. We lost our jobs, or we are struggling from last 5 months, 4 months. We've been graduated, but we are not getting anything in return. So what should we do? And they were like, literally, like some of the people are clueless what should we do, because it's like the COVID time, and job application for a single role, lot more applications are there as compared to the previous time. So I had a discussion with my co-founder. She's currently now in Panasonic, but before that, a few months back, she was in HR in Amazon. So she told me that she has the same thing, that every day at least 30 40 people used to reach out to her for a referral in Amazon, because everyone knows Amazon is like one of those companies which hired the maximum number of employees, and even in COVID time. So she used to get that referral things, and people used to tell her that, can you please refer? So she was like, I'm fine referring, but the whole problem is that their profile is not to that level, that even after referral they won't get a call. And that happened. Like a lot of candidates come and they say that we got a referral in Google, Amazon, Facebook, and all the Fang Plus companies, but we are not getting calls. So the reason is that that one page of your resume and your LinkedIn profile and your the thing the way you portray yourself in front of the recruiters and the hiring managers is not correct. So we thought that let's start something where we can bring in the mentors who are working in these organizations, who are the hiring managers, recruiters, and with their help we can provide the right guidance. So we started with a couple of mentor, and I think because success stories started coming in, people started getting like within few weeks lot of interview calls. So the process increased, mentors increased, candidates increased, and it's been 8 or 9 months, I think. And success stories are coming like more and more. And definitely today I'm going to share a lot of tips like how you can improve your resume and LinkedIn. And also I would like to share one ETS approved template. Maybe like Yashwant, you can add that in the description below.
Sure.
Yeah, so it's a free ATS template which is created by one of the Fang mentors who is associated with FangPath. So you can access that. It's free. You can download it. It's a one-page clean format. It shows you what you should write, like what format you should follow and what things you should go when you are building your resume.
Sure. That's good to hear. So, like, what actually FangPath does? I mean, the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so FangPath basically is a community where, as I mentioned, that we are bringing in mentors who are working in the Fang companies, and we connect them with the candidates, and the candidates with the relevant profile. So, for example, Yashwant, you are a software engineer.
Yeah.
So we connect your profile or take your profile resume to a SD mentor. If you are a digital marketing person, we take your profile to a digital marketing person. So it's like your profile is not reviewed by a random person who don't have any knowledge, not done anything in digital marketing. Because if someone is saying that put this thing in your experience and they have never ever known like what is that platform or what is for example, um, name any digital marketing platform maybe so that people.
HubSpot.
Okay,
Hub,
so if, for example, a software engineering person and they have used Java, C++,
yeah,
and any coding language, and they have never ever even heard of HubSpot, right?
yeah,
So how they can guide you that whether you should write HubSpot or not, or how you can put that HubSpot in a way that it highlights in a good way in a resume. So that's where the difference comes in, and that's why the success stories are great, because we connect the candidates with the relevant mentor, and we don't just pass the profile to any random mentor, because that way the guidance is obviously not correct. So this is the way we help. And we started with the resume like services and resume help, but because candidates started coming back and they are like, we want help on LinkedIn also, we want help on mock interviews also, we want help on one-to-one mentorship. So the services started growing, and the FangPath in general started growing. So there, the path, and what can I say, like, we also have a Discord community.
okay,
If anyone wants, they are more than happy to join that. And we
sure.
do provide a lot of free resources, free stuff, and mentors are there. Like all the Fang mentors are already there, so they give referrals also. So if anyone wants any referral in the Fang companies, please feel free to join that. And you can put your profile there, you can get a feedback on there, and if any mentor likes it, they are more than happy to refer. And we don't charge, and we don't like say or favor anyone, but definitely mentors are feel free to kind of refer anyone.
That's great. Like I will add all those links in the description for sure. Like,
Thank you.
yep. Like one basic question about Fangs. Like why one should join Fang?
Yeah, okay. So I think the answer is very clear and very simple. The best pay,
Okay.
best peers, and best culture, you can say. And the hiring process and the criteria is also like the highest level in terms of it's very standardized. They have formalized the whole process. It's not like a startup or a middle level company.
Yeah.
They know what is a step one, what is step two, what is step three. So if anyone don't know that hiring process or recruitment process, like I have seen so many candidates, they still ask me what is ATS. They still ask me like I've seen a recent graduate, it's having like 3 to 4 page of resume, and I'm shocked to see, because obviously HR in any company or a recruiter anywhere just see your resume for 10 to 20 seconds. If within 10 to 20 seconds, if your resume is not getting noticed, they will just reject it. And especially because these fan companies, because they have like, for Amazon for example, have like for a single job they have 2 to 300 roles for like candidates
Yeah.
applying. So out of 2 to 300 candidates, they shortlist by ATS like maybe 100 candidates. Now if HR has like not even 100, maybe 50 candidates, HR has 50 candidates, and now HR will give 10 to 20 seconds to each resume, and they will just pass maybe 5 resumes in the end to the hiring manager. So this is where the process comes in, and you need to make sure that you are in those 5 candidates. And the reason and how that 5 candidates are taken or picked, that you need to show the impact, again the right formatting, the right template, and the action words are there, and also impact in a way that once that 10-20 seconds even HR and hiring manager is giving, they are like, okay, this is the person I want to hire, or this is the person I want to even take an interview. Because a lot of people, I don't know if you heard this thing, but a lot of people say that we are getting auto generated rejections,
Yeah.
right? So the auto generated rejection is because your resume is not passing ATS. That's the first step. If you're passing and getting assessment or calls from hiring managers or even recruiters, your resume is at least passing through ATS. That's the first thing. Now, if now the next step is not going further, that you're not able to crack the HR round or those things, so obviously your resume is not making an impact. So there those things are there, and the same thing follows for LinkedIn. So if your LinkedIn is not coming in the search engine or SEO search, like you are a
Yeah.
digital
Yeah.
marketing person,
Yeah.
so you know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So LinkedIn also has an SEO ranking thing. So once they find, for example, for a software engineer in the search engine, and your profile don't shows up, they won't reach out to you. And FangPath helps you so that you comes in the SEO of those people.
That's good to hear. So one other question, like what are the key skills that FANG companies look for? While I mean, a lot of people apply for FANG companies. Like what are the key skills that they mainly look for to shortlist?
Yeah, so key skills depends again from profile to profile. Like
Okay.
again, if you are a product manager, they will like look for if you are collaborative, you have worked cross functionally, you have built at least one product, right? So you have enough product knowledge. If you are a software engineer, development is your forte. You need to be a good developer. You have developed, you know at least one of the coding languages, you know one of the good tools basically. So and if you are an analyst, you have analyzed the data. Then on the same hand, what you did using the analyzing the data, like time increased, time decreased, or turn, like there are so many metrics, right? Like using, then for the digital marketing, like you run Facebook ads,
Yeah.
so how much revenue was generated, how much budget was there, so all those metrics basically you need to highlight in the right way in the resume. So these companies basically see that how in your past experience, even in your projects, like a lot of candidates are there who are recent grads, so for them also, if you don't have work experience, it's fine. You can portray your projects and add the keywords. So the keywords are the mix of hard skills and the soft skills. So don't ever think that you are putting 10 softwares and 10 skills, hard skills, it's fine and your resume will get passed through it. No, it's a mix of soft skills and hard skills. So you need to read the job descriptions of these companies as well as any company 10 times at least. The keywords are in those job descriptions only. Obviously it won't be highlighted, but you need to pick those keywords and put that in your resume. And on the same hand, if your work experience is less than 7 to 8 pages, please don't exceed one page. It's not at all recommended. If you are exceeding, you should have a valid reason. If you are a PhD student or a researcher, then it's fine, you can do that. Nobody will stop you, because obviously you will have publications and research work and everything, and it's fine that you can exceed. And also if you are a UX designer, you might attach your portfolio, but also for those people, we say that you can attach your portfolio link in the top. So it's fine that you can do that, but if you are from any other profile, your resume should be one page strictly if you have experience less than 7 to 8 years.
That's good. Like how important is to have a great resume? Like I mean the role that a resume plays in general.
I think it's really, really important. Like as I mentioned, that if people think that we can get like sometimes I've seen people are so desperate to get a referral that they feel that if we get a referral, we will get this role or we will get this interview. That's not true. The truth is that you need to work on your resume, even if you're applying online, offline, on campus, anywhere. You need to have that one page thing written very, very in a very good way. And all the things, I know that it's because it's one page, so you can't write like stories in it, but you need to make sure that it's not your bio data. First of all, don't add photos, don't add colors, and links should work. And links should only be your website, your LinkedIn, and nothing else, because I've seen people adding random links, so don't do that. Photographs won't pass ATS, colors won't pass ATS, different formatting, I don't know what, like colorful things
Mhm.
people use, so don't use that. So that's where I'm saying that resume is really, really important if you really want to land a really good job in a good company. And because people really see resumes these days, and everything being virtual, you can't meet anyone, right? Like you can't go on a coffee chat or you can't meet anyone physically, so you have to either
Yes.
have these Zoom calls, or the first impression even on an HR or recruiter or a hiring manager is through resume. So that's where the most important part comes in, that at least till COVID is, even after that, if you apply, but at least when everything is virtual, that one page of thing is really, really important.
That's great. Like what's your example of a good resume then?
Oh, I think I just mentioned that I will be sharing
Okay.
one link. It is in,
Okay.
so it's basically, I can just quickly share some tips which are very basic tips. It's like the format should be very clean. It should be like every section should be, it should not be very too large format. It should be
Yeah.
not like the size of the format should be consistent through the whole. The date should be fine, like start and end date, which I've seen common. The links should be working in the header. You should put your portfolio website or LinkedIn link. You should put your phone number. Don't put the whole address because no one cares for that. Just put the state and the country. Then add a summary, 2 to 3 lines of summary, just very clear summary. What was your experience? What are you looking? That will show that okay, this is what you are looking for and this is what your experience was. It's really important. Then if you are a recent grad, add education at the top after the summary because you just graduated. If you have more experience and you are not a recent grad, then you can add your experience first, then your projects, then education. If you're a recent grad, education, project. If you have experience, then projects. So this is the order you can follow so that it's clearly visible that you are a recent grad over your things. If you're a recent grad and don't have any, like as I mentioned, any experience, put the projects in a right way. Don't overthink also, or don't under, and put them in pointers. I have seen so many people writing like big paragraphs. Don't do that. Write pointers, like 3 to 4 pointers for each project, and then add extracurricular activities, leadership, or any certificate, NGO, or anything you have done, add that. Then like if you have an experience, then you can add experience. And also one important thing, that if you have an experience, for example, more than 8 years, it's fine exceeding one page, as I mentioned, but
Yeah.
try to stick to kind of 3 to 4 pointers, bullet pointers, or even like five is fine. I've seen people writing 10, 12 pointers. I mean, I know they want to share everything with the person, but it's like too much for the other person to read it, and no one will
Yeah.
read so much content, right? And on the same hand, add numbers. So this is why I'm saying that I've seen people writing stories, but they never show what was the impact, what you developed, and how it helped the team. So you need to show the numbers, and again, use the words like action verbs, like developed, analyzed, um, what can I say, or key metrics. So they are like very action verbs which are there in the job descriptions. You have to read that and pick those action verbs and put in your resume. So those are the things which you need to work on. And also consistency is really important, because I've seen people doing something at the top, but by the time they come at the down, it's something else. So you need to be consistent. Spacing should be consistent. The formatting should be consistent. Start and end date should be consistent. So again, resume building is a skill. I know people take it very lightly. Please don't take it lightly. It can give you a job. And I have like literally seen, not only through FangPath, but I have like 6+ years of experience. LinkedIn and resume is really important. It can really help you to land that dream job. So don't take it lightly. And if someone is giving you advice that it does not matter, please don't listen to them. Just work on it because it's really important.
These are some really great tips. So nowadays, like we don't need professional autobiographies because LinkedIn is turning out to be one. So like, how important is to have a good LinkedIn profile in order to shape our career?
Yes. So I think for me, LinkedIn is more important than resume, because I have got multiple interview calls globally through LinkedIn directly. Like recruiters, hiring manager used to reach out to me in my inbox messages. And the reason was that I used to update my LinkedIn, you can say every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I used to write every small details on my LinkedIn. I've seen, I think through FangPath, I've seen more than 1,000 LinkedIn profiles in past 8 to 9 months. And people don't use LinkedIn in the right way. And I'm not sure why they do that. Like resume, you have the constraint of one page that you have to keep it, but LinkedIn is giving you so much space, right? Like it giving you so much space in summary, it gives you featured section, now it gives you so much space in experience, projects, voluntary experience, certifications. Then cover photo you can update your, like there's so header you can update. So each section of LinkedIn has its own value. And when it's giving you so much space, add as many keywords as you can. Like in again in resume, you have restriction that you can add these many, because obviously you don't want to make it over
Yeah.
also. But in LinkedIn, because you have an upper hand, you can add as much as much keywords and as many things you as you can. And whatever certificates you have got, whether you were a winner, whether you were like came second, what can I say, like runner up or anything, just add it. Like it shows that though you are a developer or you're a digital marketer or you're a product manager, still you have extracurricular activities. So do that, put that. And if you have written any blog, you have, like for example, you have a YouTube channel, put it in your featured section, highlight it in the right way, and comment and interact with people. That's really, really important. And the reason why I'm saying that, it's COVID time, no one can meet anyone. And the only way you can interact with the other person is either through LinkedIn or directly applying through resume. So by LinkedIn, if you're getting an upper hand and you can build your networking, go and do that. Just not only follow them, if you don't want to follow them, just go into their activity section. I don't know if everyone knows, but there's an activity section in everyone's profile. You can go and check out what they are posting, what they are interacting with other people. You can post on their comments, tag that person, and say, hey, for example, you saw that I'm hiring for a role in Amazon, and you're like, at the rate Nikita, hi, and give me like 2-3 points why I should even consider you for this role. I've seen so many people just posting interested. Please review my profile. Please consider me for this profile. This is not the way that someone grabs your attention. The way you want someone to give you attention, so that you have to find a way to grab their attention. So you need to put at least 3 to 4 points. Okay, this is the role you are putting. Now this is the 3 or 4 things why my profile suits best for this profile. And on the same hand, when you reach out to them, there's a note section. Like when you send them a connection request, there's a note section. Add a note why are you reaching out to them. And once they accept your request, try to message them quickly, then only like within few minutes, thanks a lot for accepting my request, I really want to continue this conversation. And try to, like, if you don't want to straight away go into the referral part, or straight away don't want to go into something very career oriented, talk about something which is in common. Maybe check out their profile. If there's an interest common, for example, me and Yashwan both are in digital marketing. So if he approach me and say, hey Nikita, let's talk about Facebook digital marketing ads, obviously it will attract me because we are from the same domain. And he chose the topic which is common to both of us. So choose something which is common. This may be some common interest, common hobby, or you have seen, like as I said, their activity section, they posted, they liked, or something of that side. Pick that, start the conversation, build your conversation around that, and that will help you to get that referral. So even if that person is not hiring, the connection is built, and maybe in near future, if they're hiring, their team is hiring, their organization is hiring, they will themselves come to you. So this is the way you should continue. And again, please update your profile. And also, I have recently heard this and read this also, that networking is net worth. So do networking, networking, and networking. My whole journey is around networking. And I know it's not a magic. It won't happen in a day. For me, it took months, years. And I mean, I don't know how much time I've put. LinkedIn for me is like my go-to app. Every day I just wake up and my first hand goes on LinkedIn. And the reason is because I use it day and night. So I'm not saying get addicted to it. Maybe I'm more addicted to it, but on the same hand, just use it in a right way. And don't try to show your desperation also, because I can see so many people, and I know that in which state you are and what you are struggling with. But try to keep your calm, but keep on building. Because as I said, that it won't happen in a day, that okay, today you wrote something and tomorrow you start getting something. It will take few days, few months, few weeks, but it will happen for sure. It will happen, but you need to work hard.
That's great. Networking is net worth. That's true.
Yeah.
Like I saw your LinkedIn profile. It was a MA jump kind of thing. Can you give you quick tour of your LinkedIn profile if you're okay?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you want to kind of share it, or do
Yeah.
you want?
Yeah. Can you share it? Like I will.
Okay, sure. Let me
Yeah.
just quickly open it. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah. It was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is my LinkedIn profile. I have recently edited the cover photo because now I've started working for FangPath, and FangPath is my company. So it's really, really good if you have a relevant cover photo, because that shows that what you are doing good at and what are you currently doing, and it highlights those things. So do that. Then obviously you should have a good headshot photo with a clean background, so that your this headshot or the front thing is kind of highlighted, your face is highlighted and clearly visible. Then in the header, type in what you're currently working, some fun facts about yourself, or something around like what exactly are you looking. Then there are two sections here: open to work and providing services. So definitely, if you're looking for work or if you're open to work, you can select this section and you can say that, okay, I'm open to work for these roles, and you can do that. And you can also click that it's only visible to recruiters or it's clearly visible to hiring managers. Then your about section, you can just put in your bio, about part, that okay, this is the way you can reach out to me. This can be added at the end, but because I wanted someone to reach out to our website and everything, so I've added it at the top, but it should be in the end. So there
Yeah.
should be three paragraphs, like your background, what you're currently doing, what are you kind of reaching, and then how the person can reach you. Then in the featured section, I have added my blogs, as well as I've added some awards where I was nominated in the past. So you can add that everything here. And then, I mean, you can see my followers, and the
Yeah.
reason is because I'm quite active on LinkedIn. Then in experience, you can just add in like your experience in a good way. Each of your work experience should be completed. Like you can see every bullet, every part of my LinkedIn is consistent.
Yes.
None of the part of my LinkedIn is like non-consistent. I've just make sure that everything is consistent. Then you can do the education updated, both the educations, everything, certifications, voluntary experience, skills, recommendations. Take as many recommendations as you can. All the projects are added. I've added like around 11, and also co-authors or co-creators in the projects, and then definitely the language. So there are so many sections on the LinkedIn
Yeah.
which should be completed and
Yeah.
which should be part of your LinkedIn profile. So make sure that you're using each section and making the best use of it, because I've seen so many people not using it and kind of wasting it.
It was great. It would definitely be helpful for people who are watching this. And like, how can one expose to fan companies? Is it the referral the only option, or is there any other option? Because not all the
Yep.
people who are not from type 1 colleges cannot directly
Yep.
approach you.
Yeah, so as I mentioned that referral is obviously an little bit more upper hand as compared to when you apply online, but that's
Yeah.
not the only way. So FangPath is basically helping people or candidates to work on their resume and LinkedIn in a best way, so that when they start applying online directly, they start getting calls. And also work hard and add projects or work experience and everything in your profile, so that you get noticed by these companies by themselves. Instead of you applying, you asking for referrals, recruiters and hiring managers start approaching to you. So you need to work on it, you need to add projects, you need to do good stuff, like do a lot of internships, lot of freelancing work. Even if you're not like you mentioned you are not from a good tier college, it's completely fine.
Yeah.
As I said, good work experience will matter, good projects will matter, good internships will matter. And also, even if you are like, we are not getting any internships, we are studying and we are not getting it, there are these website called YC Combinator and Angel List. Go for them, make your profile on them and apply for internships, and everything is remote as of now. So you can get these internships and try to join any startup. So you can start from a startup, build your profile, get a good experience, put it in your portfolio, in your resume, and then apply for fan companies. So because you need to show something when you
Yeah.
apply for these companies, right? Like they need to see what you have done, they won't take you directly. So either you have to show some projects, either you have to show some internships, either you have to show some experience. So you have to do something if you don't have anything. So if you're coming to us and you are like, we don't have any of these things, it will be difficult for us also to give you any feedback.
Sure. That's great. Like, one last message to our audience from you and from Bankpath.
Yeah, so I just can say one thing. I mean, I know it's very difficult time, and I have myself like seen those days where I was also struggling. Like I was in your foot, and I was one of the job seekers. I have applied. I think I've written a post also in the past that I've applied to more than 1,000 jobs in last 7-8 years through just LinkedIn, through just LinkedIn. So I have gone through a lot of rejections. I have gone through those things where I was like, okay, I just want the job as soon as possible because of a number of reasons. So I know the problem, I know the things, and that's why the Fang Path is here today, because I thought that I was never ever given a right, what can I say, a path by anyone. I was not having a mentor, anyone, and I learned by my own struggles and by my own thing, right? But Fang Path here is built as a community where you can come and gain as much knowledge as you can. And again, I would like to say that building your resume and LinkedIn profile is a skill. Is really, you need to kind of learn it as a skill, and it's something which can help you in long term. It's not like for today, but in a long term, that it will help you, because obviously you will change job again, and you won't stick to a company for 20-25 or rest of the life, right? You will change a job. So if you learn it quickly beforehand, it's good for you. You later, you don't have to struggle. You can use those things and apply again and again and get good jobs. So it's better. And again, thank companies. I know they are the top tech companies, but don't take that we can't get into this. Anyone can get into it. It's not a big deal. You just have to get the right portfolio, right profile, right resume, right LinkedIn profile, and it's very easy. You just have to get the right guidance. That's thing. So don't stop dreaming. Just work hard, and reach out to me, or you can reach out via email or via Discord or Instagram. Like, we are everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can reach out anywhere to us, and we are more than happy to help you anyway.
Sure. Sure. Like we have got some great tips today and really helps people who are watching this. And I will add all those links that she mentioned in the description. You can find it out. And thanks, Nikita. Thanks for joining out. So hope you have a
Thank you,
great,
Yashna,
yeah,
again. Yeah, thank you again for calling me, and hope everyone who watches this video really enjoys.
sure. Thank you. And thank you everyone for watching this video. And for more videos, please like this and subscribe to my channel. And also please share this in your network to let others know about how to crack Fang and how to get some great resume preparation tips and many more. Thank you. Thank you again.